Welcome to this channel where we explore all things mycology and so much more. From a single nucleus to cultures we create, experimentation and innovation is never too late. Join me on this adventure where follow science plays.
Thank you for joining me today. Well, today we're downstairs to the downstairs tent. I use this tent mostly to put my experiments in. Like, I'll open it up so I can show you. Because this tent runs cooler, sometimes I use it to slow down growth. So I just do like little experiments in it and I keep it downstairs. And the reason why I do that is this tent, it runs a lot cooler. Since it's winter time and I got this tent on the north wall. So I run a couple of days, I think like 3 or 4 days ago, I put a little sensor in like one of my mini Martha setups. So I set that down in here, and what that did, it showed me that down here, I can consistently run this tent without any maintenance at 65 degrees. All I gotta do is up there, I have a heat vent. And that's one reason why I have to run both levels of the house. The reason why I gotta run both levels is my heating duct is in the ceiling of the first floor. So it's blowing heat down. It's not very efficient. But what happens is, since heat rises, second floor is a lot warmer. Since I have this tent downstairs that I can run on its own without adding fans or anything like that, I've been watching it for 4 or 5 days on a sensor and it stays right around 65. I did notice when I opened it up like this, the temp went up. I think, and that's because it's on the north wall. When it's closed, it's keeping that cooler temp in there. As soon as I open up the door, the heat rushes in. The reason why I haven't been using it, because I've been weary about the heat that it receives. But I did figure out how to shut that off. So what my plans are, and we're going to run some gourmet cultures in here. I'm going to have a couple future videos because I got some. See, I got to get caught up. That's the problem. So we're going to fruit some mushrooms down here. We're going to do some gourmets. My little mini Martha is not going to cut it. So we got a big Martha. And this one is a 19 1/4 by 27 by 63 inch height. 1, 2, 3, 4 shelves. And that I think would allow me to run either 3 bags or 3 tubs side by side on each shelf. Basically, we'll run this inside the bigger tent. And we got 2 options. Either we can modify the tent and run a humidifier, but I'm going to try another method. And this is what I use upstairs. We're going to hydrate some training pads, lay them on those shelves, and see what the sensor reads. If we can get the humidity up there consistently, I think we can fruit some mushrooms using this. So we got to put this together. We'll put this together. We'll try to sanitize it with 70% isopropyl alcohol. And then we will line each one of these shelves with a puppy training pad. And here's another, I'm being very resourceful. So, since we were in the winter, we have cold weather, I have to let the faucets drip. So, over the past 3 days, I've collected about 10 gallons of water. Hydrate pads with it. Either we can boil it, but since we're going to mostly run gourmets, I think they will be good with the tap water. And allowing it to set has allowed the chlorine to kind of evaporate out of it. So that's what my plans are. We're going to have to switch around so we can put this tent together. It seems like a simple set. We got racks, big poles, small poles, connectors. We got to cover our arch and our instructions. So that's what we're shooting for. So, get our let me just set another one. I know it's making me nervous with that hole, but I think that's just there for support. I'm just going to push them down. And there's one of them. Holding. So all I got left is the top. We put our hoops in. Ooh, I don't know if our hoops are going to fit inside the tent. Well, if I put these on, I'm pushing up, like the top of the tent would be right here, right about here. So I'd be pushing it up. I can put them on, but let's see what happens without them. Our grates on. I don't know if there's a little curvature, so I don't know if they go down or up yet. So I think that, yeah, curves go down because that's what keeps them centered on the shelf. If you flipped it over and put them on, you'd end up with it falling through or whatever, so you got to have them curb side down. That one's kind of bent. We put that on the bottom. Want a good one on top. So that's with the shelves in. And we can just slip it in from the side. Actually, not having that bar on top is allowing me to get the skirt closer to the ground. I think that's how we're going to try it. We're going to try it flat like that. And if we get some like weird dripping and stuff from the humidity, then we'll put the bars in. But I think that's going to work out good. So the next thing I'm going to do before adding it to the tent, I'm going to spray it down. I'm just going to use 70% ISO. Nice zippers. Hope they stay that way. Spray up into those nooks and crannies. Do this in a well-ventilated area. I'm opening up the window right now. So now we gotta make room for the tent. So let's see what we gotta do here. Be nice if I could run it right next to that. That baby's gonna take up a lot of room. Maybe we can put it in. This might be pretty nice here. So at first, I'm just putting one bottle on each pad and see how it looks. So there's one bottle on the bottom. We're doing the next level up. And then top one. So we added one bottle to each shelf. And you can see that we still got a lot of gray showing, but it'll even its way out. I think it's going to give us a good start for putting our sensor in and being able to observe what's going on inside. And then we'll watch it overnight and for a few days. See if there's any see if there's any variances there, and that might tell us that we need to leave the tent open a little bit, or maybe pull out one of these hydrated pads and swap a dry one, or not put one back in there. We may need just a combination of 2 or 3. We'll start out with all pads hydrated, all 4 shelves. So let's put our sensor in. And then our sensor right there. So next thing, we're gonna close this up. Put our lid back on our bucket. Now, also, if this doesn't hold the moisture, it may get too humid in there for my experiments. So I really got to watch this like a hawk. Close her up. So thank you for joining me today. I think we got a good start. And while we're observing conditions inside the tent with our sensor, we'll get to work on these cultures I want to share with you. And then we'll work on cleaning up some of my other cultures so we can see how they do down in this tent. Please like, share, and subscribe so you stay notified. See you on the next one.